if you're an Indian woman, your parents are always worried. Somebody started kind of, following me from the bus that I took.
I'm gonna ask you something that might be like culturally inappropriate, but I'm gonna do it. I think you're up for it.
Go ahead.
Hello and welcome back to Living Abroad. My name is Alex and I'm still here in beautiful Jaipur, Rajasthan, India. And I've met with a few people and asked them about their experiences while traveling. They're all foreigners, but today we're gonna sit down with a real Indian woman, a real female solo traveler, and ask her about some of her experiences. And stick around till the end to find out her secret, her tricks on staying safe while traveling solo. Now, before we meet her, guys, do me a huge favor. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and if you're a returning viewer, please do me a favor, make sure you have the bell notification turned on so you don't miss any of these videos I put out. Now let's go ahead and meet Sharanya. All right.
Yeah.
Hi, what's your name?
I'm Sharanya.
Sharanya, where are you from?
I'm from Kolkata.
Is that in India?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Okay.
It's the eastern part of India.
Okay, and tell me, what brings you to the hostel today? What's your travel plan? What are you doing? Introduce yourself a little bit.
Okay, so I think I've already told my name. I'm Sharanya, and I actually wanted to come to Rajasthan for a long time. I actually have been here earlier with my parents when I was a little girl, about like 2 decades ago.
Yeah.
And I've come here again because I wanted to recreate the path of a novel that I read, written by Satyajit Ray, and it's about a Bengali detective who started his journey to save a kid, who started his journey from Jodhpur.
Okay.
And that's exactly where I started from. Then that fictional character called Feluda, he went to Jaisalmer, actually first to Barmer, then Jaisalmer, then Jaipur, which is exactly the route that I recreated.
Oh, okay. That's really interesting.
Yeah, and I was not sure where to go next, so yeah, just out of nowhere I booked a ticket to Udaipur, so I guess Udaipur next in the morning tomorrow.
That's perfect. Well, thank you for sharing that. I think it's really interesting. And tell me, are you traveling with your family right now?
No, I'm not. I'm traveling by myself.
By yourself? Actually, I haven't seen many female Indians by themselves. I've been here for like a week, right? And tell me a little bit about that. How do you feel traveling by yourself?
Honestly speaking, my parents, I guess I have grown up in a liberated household, so they never interfered when I told them that I wanted to be here. I've also lived outside India as well. Okay. And
where have you lived outside India?
I was in the UK.
Okay, very nice.
Yeah. I studied there, worked there a little bit as well, and then I came back. And a lot of times when I told my parents that I want to go at this place or that place, probably my parents have already been there, and they were like, why don't you go solo? So,
okay.
So I guess I never had any issues with my parents about, if you're an Indian woman, your parents are always worried about the safety and everything. Yeah. I guess my parents always felt that I'm confident enough to take care of myself, and I do believe in myself as well in that way. That's the reason.
Awesome. Now that kind of brings me up to my next question: safety, right? Now you're traveling by yourself. You seem really like confident, well put together. Of course, you speak the language and all that. Do you think it's safe to travel as a solo female in India?
I have traveled in India. I have been in more than 20 states in India by now, and I did face my fair share of troubles around the country, but yet at the end of the day,
Can you be specific? What do you mean? Like if I was a girl coming from, like, let's say, because this is important stuff, I think many people have this either misconception or actual legit concern about if like a foreigner, like a Caucasian, a white girl came into your country, do you think it's a little bit more dangerous for them compared to yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
So one of the so let's come to the safety precautions first, if I may.
Of course, yeah.
So one of my motto has been that you have to dress unattractively when you're traveling. So what I do is I wear my dad's clothes.
Right. Are these your dad's clothes now?
Yeah, so
really?
this is my dad's trousers.
I'm actually so professional. Okay.
So yeah, most of the times I wear loose fit clothes because there can be a lot of creepy stares around you. And,
naturally, okay.
And yeah, so that's one of the safety precautions, to look unattractive so that there are not a lot of male gaze around you, I guess. And sometimes when you're traveling solo, you have to act like a localite.
Okay.
So that, and probably because I speak the language quite well as well. I'm talking about Hindi. I guess they think when I act like a localite, they think that this is not the kind of girl we can mess with.
I see.
I guess.
Like so, you know your way around town.
Yeah.
Or you might know people. And you have
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So one thing is that, and other thing that what I do is that whenever I'm traveling to any place, I make myself aware of the local administration. I remember I was in Spiti Valley, which is in the Himachal Pradesh, which is one of the Himalayan states in India, one of the northernmost states in India. And over there, somebody started kind of following me from the bus that I took from Rekongpio to Kaza, which is like the district capital of Spiti, and he followed me down.
Wow.
And while I was on the bus, I did a research on the local administration, like the district administration, the police, and everything. And I found out on the bus itself that the ACP over there at that time was a Bengali, and I'm a Bengali myself.
Okay.
Which is the Assistant Commissioner of Police, then DCP, then the SP, which is like the Superintendent of Police, which is an IPS, like anyway. And I was going to the local police station, and I told people that the ACP is a friend, which was a lie.
Yeah.
But I told them that I'm a Bengali, and the ACP is a Bengali, which all the localites knew, and they actually thought that if a Bengali is talking about the ACP, who is also a Bengali, she's not lying.
Okay.
So I guess knowledge is power.
I see.
You know what I mean? Even when I traveled outside India, wherever I went to, like England or different countries in Europe or anywhere, I always had information of the embassies or the consulate generals and everywhere. So I guess you just have to arm yourself with information. That's your only weapon. So
amazing.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, that's great to hear, and thank you for sharing your story. Now, initially this was supposed to be a 1 minute or 2 minute interview, to be honest.
I'm so sorry.
No, I like it because you're very articulate, and honestly, I think it's going to be very beneficial for those that don't know India very much or haven't traveled. Tell me, what do you do right now? Are you working? Are you students?
Yeah, I work as a statistician.
Oh, a statistician. Okay, so good with numbers and all that. And I noticed you talked about detectives and police a couple times. Is that because you're interested, or your family does something in the police?
No, my father was working with the Indian Railways.
Okay.
So because of the nature of his job, I traveled around the country a lot because he changed his base in every few years.
Okay.
So so it has nothing to do with the police or
okay. I got it. Now, like you mentioned, you seem very liberal, and I'm going to ask you something that might be like culturally inappropriate, but I'm going to do it. I think you're up for it.
Go ahead.
Tell me about dating, and like, because to be honest, I don't see many like single females when I'm just walking around per se, right?
Okay.
What is like dating culture in India? Do you know anything about it? Have you dated before, or just tell me a little bit for newcomers?
Okay, so I guess we are living in the generation of Bumble and Tinder and everything, and as far as I'm aware of, about 60 to 65% of India's entire population is under the age of 35. So India is actually a young country when the entire world is aging.
Yeah.
So in that way, if people below 35, which is like 65% of our population, if they're not dating, what they actually are doing.
Okay, gotcha.
So yeah, people are dating, and I guess dating apps, of course, make it a lot easier. But I think about 2 decades ago, or like 15 years ago, it was always about, we are probably a group of friends, and one friend is going to introduce to another friend, and you guys stay in touch, and you go on a couple of dates and stuff like that. Okay. But I guess we are westernized a lot in that way, with the process of globalization that is happening over the years and decades after decades. I guess we have adopted the concept of dating as well. Like it's normal to meet someone online these days. I guess India is at a place as a young country where it's normalized to adopt the process of Western dating culture.
I see. What about yourself? Are you dating right now? Are you single?
I'm single.
Okay. How do you feel about marriage?
I do respect the institution of marriage because I've seen a lot of good marriages around me. So I would like to be married one day, but not now.
Okay, I see. Well, thank you so much, because I was very curious about that. What's your advice for first-time visitors to India?
First-time visitors?
Yeah. Don't worry, I'm gonna add this shit out.
Yeah.
I know
sometimes what I've noticed, like since I studied abroad, a lot of my friends who came down to India, they got kind of, you know, they got charged a lot more than in the way Indians do.
Yeah, including myself. So yeah.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay, but I was expecting it. But
my sincere apologies as an Indian.
It's not your fault.
And I guess you just have to be aware of. Probably you talk to your friends or just, you know, get to an online community of Indians so that they can actually let you know what are the, you know, the actual charges. Put in a lot of research before coming to India. So
that's great advice. And lastly, final question. I know you seem to be traveling often and a lot. Where's your next destination, your dream country that if you can go anywhere without having any worries, where do you want to visit? Which country?
Which country? Apart from India, I am thinking of going to Nepal again. Okay. That's all on my mind. Like, if not India, the next country would be Nepal for sure.
Okay. Is there a specific reason, or you?
Yeah, because you know, my parents were a lot into hiking. Oh. Okay. And as an Indian, Himalayas. I mean, all the 14, like, all 14 8,000 meters, Nepal got 8 of them. Wow. Or 7 of them, I guess, if I'm not wrong. And I just wanted to get to the base camp of Annapurna region, Mount Annapurna region, and just wanted to like spend some time over there. I've done it earlier as well, but I wanted to explore different trekking, hiking routes. Awesome. So yeah, that's all I'm planning to do, like spend time in the Himalayas for a while.
All right, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
And that was Sharanya, guys. I would love to know your thoughts about her experiences traveling here in India. Leave your thoughts down below. If you take time to write it, I take your time to respond. Some very interesting things. I think the fact that she wears her father's wardrobe is very funny, interesting, cute, and a great way to protect yourself from some of the crazy people that are out there. So that's it, guys. Let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear from you. If you found this video informative, entertaining, or just want to show your support for myself at Living Abroad, do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button. I mean, you're sitting there anyways. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.